Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor McBrearty. Counselor Cordino.
Here.
Could I get approval for the committee of May 3rd, 2021? Counselor Cordino, Counselor McBrearty.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty. Counselor Cordino.
Yep.
Any old business? Seeing none, we'll go right to communication. Request from National Grid for a waiver of the noise ordinance to complete work on the Pipeline 55 relocation project. Would there be anybody here to speak to that, please?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Is it okay if I take my mask off while I'm
Yes, you
speaking?
can while you're
Thank you
done.
so much. Be a lot easier for you to understand me. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just going to pass around. So hi, everyone. My name is Ben Wiesel. I'm an attorney for Niagara Mohawk Power Corporation, doing business as National Grid. Joining me tonight are Stan Felice, Christy Curry, Aaron Griniak, Virginia Miatas, and Walter Dangos, also from National Grid. Pipeline 55 is a natural gas pipeline serving the Osugo steam station and provides secondary coverage for the SUNY Osugo campus and homes and businesses on the west side of the city of Osugo. The line was originally installed in 1984, and it originates at the southern end of Walnut Street, where it interconnects with Pipeline 51. Can everyone hear me okay? Perfect. We're here tonight to request a negative declaration under SECRA and a waiver of the noise ordinance for our proposed maintenance work associated with Pipeline 55. Specifically, National Grid is planning to replace a section of the existing natural gas pipeline located under and adjacent to the Osugo River. The purpose and need of the project is to replace the under-river gas pipeline section. This section contains a fitting that was installed during initial installation after the pipe was damaged as part of construction. The fitting contains sharp angles which preclude the use of inline inspection equipment. Federal and New York State regulations require National Grid to inspect gas pipelines to maintain pipeline safety. Upon completion of this work, National Grid will be able to complete these required inspections. As you're aware, National Grid has appeared before this council 4 separate times, and we presented the project in great detail. It's my understanding that transcripts from those hearings have been entered into the record of this application. And as you likely remember, when we first appeared before the council on May 20th, 2019, the council initially was concerned about the project's noise and construction impacts. National Grid took these concerns very seriously. From May until December of 2019, National Grid team members met on a weekly basis to discuss possible changes in the project's design that would address the city's concerns. We also met with the city engineer and other city officials on multiple occasions to ensure we were on the right track. And as a result, on December 2nd, 2019, we presented a revised scope of work which both addressed the Common Council's concerns and will allow National Grid to continue to provide safe and reliable gas service to our customers in Osugo and the surrounding areas. As a reminder, the revised scope included the following. First, a reduction in the construction impacts on local residents. We accomplished this by relocating our drill entry point from our residentially lined right-of-way north of Burton Drive, which is on the aerial that right in front of you, to a forested area of the Osugo Country Club. We recently obtained a permanent easement from the Osugo Country Club that will allow us to do work in that area. Number 2, a reduction in overnight construction from 66 nights to an estimated 11 nights. We accomplished this by limiting overnight construction to work we must complete once started, and completing all other work during the day. And as previously discussed, construction involving boring under the river is unpredictable. However, we will do our best to keep overnight construction to a minimum. And recently, we're working on a written agreement with the Osugo steam station to potentially turn the gas pipeline off for 2 weeks. So we actually might be able to reduce the number of overnight hours even more. So we think that we might be able to reduce it from 11 nights to 1 week or less. Number 3, a reduction in construction noise. We accomplished this by using fewer generators as part of this project. Generators are among the loudest pieces of construction equipment that National Grid will be using. In order to address the council's concerns regarding noise, National Grid determined it could power its equipment using electricity from our existing electrical lines in the area, using fewer generators. And using fewer generators will result in a reduction in noise. And on December 9th, 2019, we thought that the council approved the request to waive the noise ordinance for this project. I guess there may have been some misunderstanding or confusion, but we're happy to discuss that issue at length if you want us to go into that further today. Since then, nothing about our city-approved project has changed, other than the fact that we've reached written agreements with, I believe, 6 property owners in the area related to this work, including the heirs. The heirs family had written a letter to the council prior to the last meeting, and we've addressed those concerns in writing. For all these reasons, we believe that our project will have no significant adverse environmental impacts, and therefore we ask the council to please issue a negative declaration under seeker for the project. I can briefly talk about the noise as well. So the original location, located on the aerials in front of you, would have caused over 6,319 residents to exceed to be impacted by noise in excess of the nighttime threshold of 50 dBA. With the new location and the new sound blankets and everything else I just mentioned, that 6,319 has been reduced to 105. In addition, the residential properties that would have been above the 65 dBA daytime threshold was previously 302. It has been reduced to 2. Those 2 are the Pontiac Care Rehabilitation Center and Bishop's Commons at St. Luke's. At those 2 parcels, the noise will be at or slightly above the daytime threshold, so it'll be about 5 dBA above that 65 dBA potentially. However, that number is worst case scenario, and it doesn't take into account the brick facade of the building, and also the fact that the residents could close the windows and turn on the air conditioner if they want to reduce the noise even further. Through a process of project analysis and consultation with the city, National Grid has developed a unique approach to this necessary project that will reduce the level and duration of potential noise impacts to the maximum extent practicable. We're happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more questions or concerns from the council?
Councilors, if I could.
Yes.
Consultation with the city attorney and myself as we've worked with the National Grid team. They've answered all our questions. They've done all our work. I would recommend that we amend our current resolution. The resolution before you is just to waive the noise ordinance, but I would recommend that we amend that resolution to also do the negative declaration so we can get it done in one step instead of having to come back in a couple more weeks and do it again.
Thank you. Would I have a motion on the amended sorry, Councilor.
I know that you've been here several times before, and you have addressed quite a few of the issues. I'd have to say that I'd like to thank our city engineer and National Grid for working with us on this. I know the heirs family quite well. They contacted me when this originally started, and there's a number of other families that were impacted by the original plan. And I'd say that this plan that you've proposed is much better for National Grid and for the residents. I mean, you're pointing out that we're impacting a lot less people, from about 6,400 down to 105. And I don't mean to make light. Those 105 people who will be impacted are going to be, their lifestyle will be impacted and disrupted. So I would encourage you to do this job as fast as possible, and I'm sure you will.
100%. We will do it as fast and as safe as possible. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, concerns? Could I get a motion for that amendment? Councilor Cordino, Councilor McBrady.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor McBurdy. Counselor Cordino.
Yes to amend.
Okay, could I get a resolution on the amended request, please? Councilor Cordino, Councilor McBrady.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor McBurdy. Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Okay, any more new business? Seeing none, could I get a motion to adjourn, please? Councilor McBrady, Councilor Cordino.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor McBurdy. Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
At this time, I'd like to call the Physical Services Committee meeting for May 17, 2021 to order. Please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Burridge. Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Gozick.
Here.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of our May 3rd, 2021 meeting? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Is there any old business to come before this committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business under communication. Item number 1. The Zoning and Planning Office has received a request to use public space submitted by David Thompson, owner of commercial property known as 8 West 2nd Street in the First Ward, to place a flower garden and flagpole between the curb and sidewalk at the intersection of Lake and West 2nd Streets. Is there anyone here to speak to this?
Yep.
Again?
David Thompson, owner of Gibby's Pub, is seeking your support in use of public space for the corner by his pub to put in a flower garden and a flagpole as he continues with his upgrades to the pub there, even through the COVID times, and he has more things planned ahead. He's looking for your support for that flower garden on what would be the southwest corner of that intersection.
Great. Are there any questions for Mr. McGinn? Councilor McBurney, do you have any comments on this? Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion, please? Counselor Walker, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 2, Thomas Kells, Commissioner of Public Works and Parks and Recreation, has received a request from Amber Mcgetnick and Alex Kipfer for use of public space in the Pocket Park off Water Street on August 21st, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to hold a wedding ceremony. I see you're here to speak to this.
Yes, hi, I'm Amber Mcgetnick. Alexandra Kipfer.
Is there anything that you wanted to say, or just there for questions, or?
I think we're just here for questions. We're not really sure.
Yeah, the request was pretty straightforward. It looks like they were asking for the Pocket Park itself, use of battery-operated speakers, a few designated parking spots in the Water Street lot, and I think, was that
Yeah, that's
the
pretty
entirety
much
of the
it.
request? Yeah, and they
like-
would run this by the scheduling at the DPW, so they would make sure there were no conflicts. The only thing we have to remind people who use public space for events like weddings, it's still public space, so you may have people walking by, riding bikes with their kids, so there could be some disruption to the event just caused by that ambient activity that occurs. So
Absolutely.
you just have to be aware of that, but I think it's great to use the park for events like this. It's fantastic. I think it's exactly why we installed it. So, any questions, Counselor?
Through the chair, are you gonna have music and stuff like that? I'm just, for noise ordinance, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have a battery-operated speaker, but it's just, as it's a wedding, just kind of what is it called? Instrumental music coming down, and we'll have one song with words coming up, but it won't be very loud.
Nothing too loud.
No, sir.
Yeah, the request is 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., so it will be the higher daytime limit already, so.
Right.
Plus that area pretty well insulated from sound escaping, so
Very good.
it'll just bounce back and forth between the two buildings. Any other questions? Okay, could I have a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 3, the Special Events Committee, through the Office of Economic Development, has received a request from the Osugo Little League to hold the annual Osugo Little League 5K Run Walk on Sunday, June 20th, 2021. Is there anyone here to speak to this? This is a pretty straightforward request. Were there any questions from the council on this? Okay, could I have a motion, please? Counselor Gozick, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Item number 4, the Special Events Committee, through the Office of Economic Development, has received a request from Melissa Schrader regarding a block party to be held Saturday, July 3rd, 2021, from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. on John Quill Trail. Again, a pretty straightforward request. Were there any questions on this? Counselor Cordino, is this your ward? I believe this would be the 7th.
Yes.
Any concerns on your part?
No, none at all.
Excellent. Great. Any other questions?
Motion.
Motion? Counselor Walker, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
And item number 5, the Special Events Committee, through the Office of Economic Development, has received a request from Michelle Merritt to host the St. Mary's Bazaar at St. Mary's Church parking lot on Friday, July 16th, 2021, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday, July 17th, 2021, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. I think I'm just happy to see this back. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about that. Any questions on this request? Okay, could I have a motion, please? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Gozick.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
Any other business to come before this committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Counselor Gozick, Counselor Burridge.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gozick.
Yes.
All right, at this time, I'd like to open the Administrative Services Committee meeting for May 17th. Please call the roll.
Counselor Cordino.
Here.
Counselor McBrearty. Counselor Hill.
Here.
Counselor Plunkett.
Here.
Counselor Burridge.
Here. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the May 3rd, 2021 committee meeting. Counselor Hill, Counselor Plunkett.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrearty. Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge.
Yes.
Is there any old business to attend to? Seeing none. Item number 1, under communication, Chris Baker, Director of Technology, requests discussion regarding the upgrading of the financial system software. Chris?
Good evening. So currently our system for the financials in the Chamberlain's office is run through a company called KVS. We have a total of 5 software companies, you know, to do all of the work that they need to do between getting payroll done and billing and water bills and everything like that. KVS was bought out by Springbrook, so they're the parent company. We've had our current setup since 2003 with no upgrades to the system. And what I'd like to do is move into the full municipal suite that Springbrook offers. It's something that, in a way, we would be forced to do in roughly 5 years because they are phasing out the KVS side of things. With this change, it's going to streamline the entire process for payroll so that, you know, everything gets done quicker. There is you know, less human error involved with that. And it's something that all the departments can send that data over directly. The next biggest thing is it's going to cover one of the mayor's biggest things, is bring online bill pay for both water and taxes. If we can have this approved, the entire thing should be done and up and running by the end of this year, with the idea or the hope of having online bill pay available to everyone in the city by the end of September. We would be able to cancel all of the other contracts that we have annually right now. That is costing us $60,854. The Springbrook annual cost will come down to $48,361.18, with an average annual savings of $12,492.82. There is a one-time setup fee to do all of this because they need to bring in engineers and completely redo our system. It is a one-time setup fee of $60,000 that initially they had come at me with $153,761 and an annual cost of $69,087.40. So that total for the first year was going to be $205,576.55. I've got them down to $108,361.18. So the $60,000 will be a one-time fee, and then annually we will be at $48,000, and it will cover everything that we need to do. Currently, our water bills, you know, are written and then programmed into the system. This works with Neptune, so the handheld device that we have that scans everyone's water usage will automatically upload into the system and will eliminate, you know, the entirety of having to manually enter water usage and the potential for human error.
All right, very good, thank you. Are there any questions from the council on this important change in how we do things? Seeing none? I just wanted to say, I know that we were in meetings and to discuss this, and I'm looking forward to that bill paying. I know a lot of my residents in my ward have asked about being able to pay their water bills or taxes. A lot of them go south during the winter, and
Yes.
this certainly would be a plus for them.
Yeah.
I think it's a win-win for the city as well, going from 5 companies to one company, one vendor, and also I know during the meetings we discussed, there's the elimination of errors.
Yes.
Manual labor involved in transposing numbers. That, the system will eliminate a lot of that.
Yes.
So going forward for the next, how many years that we use this, there should be additional savings in manpower also.
There should. It's really hard to put a number on the actual man-hours that will be saved annually, but it could add up to be a significant number within just a couple of years.
Very good. All right, thank you. If I don't see any other questions or comments, can I have a motion? Counselor Hill, Counselor McBurney.
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurney? Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Thank
Thank you, Chris. Item number 2. The Engineering Department requests approval of change order number 18, reducing the construction contract with Marcellus Construction Company Incorporated for the combined sewer separation, third 25% EFC project in the amount of $27,084.93. Mr. Hinderleiter?
So if you'll remember back a few months ago, we were going to close out the contract, and there was an amendment from the floor to leave a little bit of money left over. Some of that was just in case things happen, you miss things, and so to kind of leave the contract open. And we ended up needing to deal with a lateral down on West 3rd and West Seneca of a kind of a combined situation where it was a hardship. And so under the project, we went in, had Marcellus mobilize and rectify that. And so out of that $50,000 left in that miscellaneous work, we utilized $22,915.07 to take care of that issue. And so now what this is, you'll see it's a reduction change order, because now this will close out the remaining piece of that, and this will allow us to close the job out 100% and be done.
So this is the last one
This is the last one.
for consent decree. You
It
promise?
is. I promise. This is the last one for this contract, I should say. Our other contract is still out there. We're waiting to get all their submittals and everything ready, but the rehab contract is still there.
All right, thank you for qualifying that.
There you go.
Any comments or concerns from the council on this one? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please? Counselor McBurney, Counselor Hill?
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurney? Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
This was the last item on the agenda. Any other issues anybody has? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Plunkett?
Counselor Cordino?
Yes.
Counselor McBurney? Counselor Hill?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Thank you.